My name is Barron Jones. I'm the ACLU of New Mexico Senior Policy Strategist. I come to this work after working as a government accountability reporter in the state of New Mexico at several radio and print publications. Prior to my work as a newspaper reporter, I spent several years in various New Mexico prisons and county jails. So it is a pleasure to be able to work to address issues that I believe have had an adverse impact on my life, and share my experiences with the broader community. This month, I will celebrate my 14-year free anniversary, is what I call it. The inability of our elected officials and policymakers to, or unwillingness to learn from past criminal justice policy failures, and inability to commit to exploring creative solutions to address the underlying causes of the criminal behavior, and the failure to invest in communities, people and communities. When I started with the ACLU, I started as a smart justice coordinator, and that was a part of a national ACLU effort to reduce the prison population by half. And through that work, we launched a listening session campaign, because as you all know, those closest to the problems could have some pretty, decent solutions to addressing those problems. And so we connected with approximately 35 community serving organizations that netted us contact with about 600 formerly incarcerated individuals. And it dawned on me by doing that work that nearly all 600 of those individuals had survived some sort of crime, right? And it goes back to, I'm sure, how we were raised, right? I think we were raised in communities where sometimes crime and violence is so rampant that we don't necessarily see ourselves as being impacted, right? And when we talk about working with impacted people, right, knowing that, nearly 97% of them have survived some sort of crime and trauma, it sort of created a process in my work for me to sort of elevate that other side, right? That other side. We know you've been formerly incarcerated, right? But what about the crime and trauma that survived, that sort of facilitated some of that behavior that led to incarceration? And that was super enlightening. I think one of the things that people probably don't know about me is the origins that led to me being impacted by the system. At 15 years old, I lost my mother to cancer. It was very quick. And then 2 weeks later, I was with my older brother when he was murdered. And 6 months later, the gentleman I identified as my father passed away. And when people think of me and my incarceration, all they see is Barron Jones made mistakes, but they don't get to see or understand the issues that led to that incarceration. I think many people would be surprised at that. We've had some major success in New Mexico. So what I am most proud of in my career is working with advocates to pass legislation that truly was their calling, right? It wouldn't do nothing to help their harm. For example, one of my dear friends and advocates, younger sister was shot 25 times by a Bernalillo County Sheriff's Office. and one of the things that she wanted to see come out of that horribly tragic incident was body worn camera legislation. So working with her to realize that was a major accomplishment. And also, you know, we've been successful here in New Mexico on sort of getting that government misconduct by passing legislation that allows folks to bring civil rights claims on a state level and not have to deal with the barrier that qualified immunity presents. So that was another major accomplishment. And then there's a whole host of second chance legislation, from expungement to ban the box, where I see these efforts improving the lives of people that we aim to serve.